Hey beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. Today I have another general reading for you. I'm hoping it will be a really quick one. So let's just get straight into it and see what the message or guidance is for today. Do you keep picking up on a situation that you've been going through? I've just seen the number 9 in my mind's eye, so it could be something that's been going on for the last 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 years, okay? Whatever it is, it's coming to an end with this number 9, okay? Number 9 is also linked into karma. So I feel I can see the scales, and the scales are being balanced, okay? So somebody is receiving karma or justice, I should say, for their part in a situation, okay? The card that come out is split your focus. Okay. I didn't even know this card was in this deck. Split your focus, and on the bottom of the deck it's time to shine. I'm being really drawn to the tiger, okay, and I've just heard the song Roar by Katy Perry. So I feel perhaps that there was a situation that you didn't know which way to go, okay, and I feel like you could see both perspectives, okay, you could see multiple perspectives. But what it did is it split your energy. Like, you could see both perspectives, and I feel like you tried to get others to see your point of view so that they could see both perspectives. I feel like you were almost trying to prove yourself, okay? I feel like this is a situation that has already ended. Because I do feel with this, it's time to shine on the bottom of the deck. You got to a point where you just had to walk away and you had to fill your own cup. And now, as a result of that, you're being blessed. You're in your abundance area. Is that a word? I don't know. I don't know why I said that, okay? You're in your abundance era. You're out here shining. And you've now got people confused as to... yeah, okay. So... with the reflection, it kind of threw you out of balance for a little while, and instead of focusing on filling your cup and looking within, you were kind of like, you could see what it was kind of like reflecting back at you, what needed healing, and whilst you were doing that, you were also focused on kind of like, oh, I see, like, it doesn't need to, you were trying to, like, it doesn't need to go this way, there's 2 paths, and you were trying to save someone from their karma, okay, because you knew if they took a certain path. I feel like this is something that you predicted. You said something was going to happen and then ended up happening, okay, but it kind of came out of the blue, out of nowhere. At the same time, it's like something you predicted, but it could have gone either way, okay? There were 2 paths, the path of fear or the path of love. If people had chosen the path of love, this situation wouldn't have gone down the way it did, okay? You were on the path of love, and you were trying to take people with you that weren't ready to go with you, okay? You were trying to save people from karma, from their karma, okay? But it got to a point where you could only do so much, and you had to just pull your energy back, okay? and you had to put that focus on back on yourself. Okay, now you're back in alignment, your energies are balanced, your masculine and your feminine are in balance, you're in alignment, and it's your time to shine. Okay, you've been through so much and you've done so much healing that it's now time for you to receive your good karma, your dharma, all your blessings and your abundance. Okay, and anybody that didn't fulfill their soul contract with you, or I've got an itchy nose. Okay, so an itchy nose to me denotes that someone's irritated. Either you're irritated by this situation, or someone is irritated with you because you're out here shining. Yeah, that right. Okay, so some people were gossiping and talking about you behind your back. They didn't want you to reach this stage. Okay, they were trying to sabotage this, but they didn't realize that all the time that's what's going on. They thought that they could get inside your head and that you would, if they could get you to focus on them, that so that you weren't focused on yourself, that they could take your stability. Okay, they could sabotage all your blessings. Okay, and I feel like they did succeed to a degree, but then they started to take it too far, and the universe stepped in. All right, but what I'm feeling now is that these people, these same people that were gossiping behind your back, are noticing your glow up. And what they didn't realize is that while they were focused on you and trying to block your blessings, you were also focused on you and filling your own cup. You were focused on them as well, but you were still doing the work. And that's what's important here. You were still focused on what they were doing, but you distanced yourself because you understood it wasn't personal, and that when people bully and attack, that they're just not self-aware. Okay, unhealed people hurt others. Hurt people don't hurt others. I don't believe in that statement at all. Okay, because in my opinion, I've been hurt multiple times, but I wouldn't want that I wouldn't wish that on anyone else. Okay, and that's why we go through these things sometimes, is to show us what we don't want and how we don't want to be as a person. Okay, I use others and the way they are with people to determine whether or not I want to be that way or not. Okay, there are people that inspire me to be a good person, and there are people, either way, they inspire me. Okay, because even when I see someone being unkind and mean to others, I just look at them and I'm like, I wish you healing, I wish you well. Thank you for teaching me how I don't want to be as a person and what I don't want to do to others. And that's what these people didn't realise. They were thinking that because they were focused on you, that you would be focused on them. They were trying to sabotage this, and they thought if they could get you in your head and bring you down, they could keep you down. But you're the kind of person that you kind of got phoenix energy. Okay, you'll only be down for so long, and then you get back up. I just heard I get knocked down, but I get up again. Is it Chumbawamba? Tub thumping, I think the song is. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Right? These people thought if they could knock you while kick you whilst you were down, that you would stay down, and that they could split you. I'm also hearing that this was about, it wasn't just about splitting your inner and outer, inner masculine and feminine energy. It was also about splitting up an inner and outer masculine and feminine. Okay, take that. I'm going to use the pronouns he, she for the easy channeling, but you could equally be same sex. Okay, everyone has masculine and feminine energy within us. Some carry more masculine energy, some carry more feminine energy. Okay, so it's somebody who's carrying primarily masculine energy and somebody that's primarily feminine energy. Okay, because you have to, in a relationship, every relationship, and it can be romantic, platonic, whatever, there has to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy in order to balance out. If you've both got masculine energy, it's not necessarily going to work, okay, because there's no balance. If you've both got too much feminine energy, it's not necessarily going to work. Okay, so you need to be able to balance the energies. And equally, as we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, you also need to be able to, that when you're in a relationship or your relationships, it, like I say, it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic, even your friendships and your family groups, you know, and your co-workers, there should be this balance of masculine and feminine energy in order to keep the balance and the harmony. Okay, so let's say this is a romantic situation and we're talking about a masculine and a feminine, that at times that masculine is going to go into his feminine energy a little bit more. So what the feminine needs to be able to do is then balance that by going into her masculine energy. Okay, and vice versa. When the feminine is in her feminine energy, the masculine needs to be able to be in his masculine energy to keep the balance. Does that make sense? And what these people tried to do, or this person, no, I do feel it was a group of people, what these people tried to do was upset the balance, whether this be internal or external. They may have successfully upset the balance externally for a little while, but your roots run deep and you know what you need to do. You're very self-aware, so you know that if something outside of you is able to unbalance you, then they're showing you where you've still got healing to do. Okay, because there shouldn't be anything outside of us that can throw us off kilter. We should be able to be, and that's the thing. It's all well and good trying to balance your energies and disconnecting from people and situations so you can keep your energy balanced and aligned, but then you're going to need to go into situations that are going to trigger you to see whether or not you've mastered keeping your energy in balance in those situations. Okay, I feel that you are very much somebody who can change the energy and the atmosphere of a room when you walk into it. Okay, you really do shine. Even if you feel on your days when you're feeling vulnerable, and you're perhaps feeling within yourself that you're not, you know, that you feel like okay, but you feel maybe you're not shining as bright as you could, you're still shining and you're still blinding people. Okay, you're triggering people's insecurities. There is just something magnetic about you. Okay, and these gossips, this group of people, and I don't feel it was just feminines, I do feel like there were masculines involved, but I do feel like they were kind of like, which is typical for a masculine energy, they tend to just sit and listen. Men are much better at sitting, in my opinion and in my experience. Most men, and that's not all men, are better at sitting and listening, and I think that's why they frustrate us, because they sit there, they listen, and they don't say anything, and we think they're not listening to us, but they are. They're observing. They're much more observant from that point of view. Men, boys, they fall out and they're friends again the next day. Women hold grudges. In my opinion, women have been known to hold grudges, and there's something about you that these women were holding a grudge against you for. Okay, and I feel it's just because of you, something to do with, like, you don't care. You're just going to be who you are. You're just going to be who you are. You're going to stand up. You're like, if you don't agree with something, you're going to speak up about it. And like these people were gossiping, and like hating on that, but they weren't actually hating, and they're still not hating. They're inspired by it. It's you trigger them because they want to be that way, but they don't know but they're not doing anything to do that. They say that they, you know, will speak up and they'll do this and that, but they're not. Their words and their actions are not in alignment, okay, because they are not in balance within, right? And you're like Marmite. People are either going to love you or hate you. Ultimately, it's not hate. They don't hate you. They're just not self-aware enough to realize that what they're seeing within you is also within them, okay? And that's what they underestimated in you. They thought, so I feel like for some of them, they were trying to be you and make decisions. So ultimately, I do feel like this group of people, this group of people, were kind of doing the same thing, but for very different reasons, okay? You were taking actions from a point and place of self-love and self-worth, because you've done a lot of healing. You were just putting boundaries in place. These other people that were gossiping and slagging you off behind your back, now take slagging off with a pinch of salt, okay? These people were saying horrible things about you behind your back, okay? And I do feel that you probably intuitively picked that up. They weren't just venting. When you have to name call and you have to attack someone's character and their reputation, you're not just venting about a situation you went through. You are slagging them off, okay? And when you have to be mean about others to try and go out of your way to bring them down and sabotage them, you are playing victim, okay? It comes from a lack mentality. But I feel like this group of people was saying like you were playing victim and that you were the one doing the slagging off, but it wasn't that. I feel like you were reflecting, and in reflecting you were discussing what you went through. This is a very similar message to a reading I've just put out, my last reading that I put out, where you vented to someone and you were genuinely venting. You never called anyone anything nasty. You never attacked anyone. You just told your truth. But you were accused of being the one to do the slagging off, and that's not true, and you knew it wasn't true, and that's why you ultimately took a step back, and why you've now disconnected from people, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. You've been very, very patient. Very, very patient, very, very trusting, keeping your energies in alignment, trusting and having faith that balance will be restored. Your name will be cleared. Okay? Your name is going to be cleared, okay? You are going to... So someone tried to destroy your reputation, say you were something that you were not. And yeah, that's all going to come to light, okay? Because what was done in the dark cannot long be hidden. No, what was done in the dark must always comes to light, okay? Yeah, people were trying to plant seeds to take away anything and everything that made you happy. And the reason they did it is because they are people that look at things outside of them to validate who they are as a person. Like, they need this and they need that, and if you don't have this and you don't have that, and if you're not popular, then, you know, oh, you're not, which ultimately this was, it was a popularity contest. You were so popular and well liked, and they didn't like it. They were jealous, they were resentful, they were angry, and so they tried to take things away from you. What I've just seen is like these people, they threw their toys out of their pram. So I saw a baby throwing its toys out its pram, okay, and then I also at the same time saw people getting jealous and angry and snatching things from someone else, okay, because they thought if they took these things away, they could stop, they could shut you down, and they could eat away at your self-worth, which is ultimately what they wanted. My belly's just grumbled. That to me is a sign of fear, their insecurities, okay. They were so you made them feel so insecure within themselves. They didn't feel good enough for you, and instead of reflecting on that and doing the healing as to why, they tried to make you feel like you weren't good enough for them. And it didn't work, because you are not someone that validates yourself on things outside of you. You aren't attached to anything physical. Do you enjoy those things? Do you like having those things? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it gets taken away, you're more than that physical item, okay? So if you've got so those things add to your happiness, okay? You know how to fill your cup because you understand it all works. It starts from the inside, okay? These people work from the outside. They, you know, like when someone, you know, gets down and depressed and they go retail therapy shopping and they get that high for like 5 minutes, maybe more. And then all of a sudden, that's no longer like making them happy anymore. It's a temporary solution. You're the opposite way, okay? You will look for the permanent solution and then go and do some shopping. So you're doing the same thing, but you're doing it for very, very different reasons, okay? And these people are realizing now that they effed up, and that ultimately nothing's going to stop your blessings. The only person who can stop your blessings is you, or God, source, universe, angels, guides, all that lot, okay? And the universe will only stop it. They won't stop it, they'll delay it, okay? And it's only and that's based on your actions and the energy and the vibration that you're in, okay? Because sometimes we give out mixed messages to the universe about what we want, so they give us more time. And I feel like they're starting to realise that, and they're starting to realise that no longer having you around means they're no longer blessed. They were being blessed because of being in your energy. And I do feel like for some of them, like, they were upset because other people, you were popular, okay? You didn't care about being popular. It really didn't matter to you, but it mattered to these other people, okay? You just wanted relationships that were balanced, peaceful, harmonious, and that if any issues arrived, you could work through them like grown-ups, okay? And you could come to a solution and create that firm foundation. These people weren't ready for that, okay? Yeah, they came from a place of fear. They took the path of fear. They were given a choice, the path of fear, the path of love. They chose fear. They wanted to be popular. They were worried that by you being around, that they would go down in people's eyes, that you would expose them effectively. You would expose their insecurities. And they didn't want that. So they were trying to find ways I just heard attack, so I'm going to go with that, to attack you, to stop that from happening. They didn't want to get pushed out because you were coming in, okay? They had this fear that comes from a lack mentality, okay? That comes from that there's not enough room for everyone at this table. Well, there is. You just pull up another chair, okay? Make the table bigger, pull up, add another table, put some more chairs there. If you came in, they would get pushed out. That's how they felt, okay? That wasn't your fault. I don't feel like you did anything to make them feel pushed out. I do feel that you ended up, like, they were so scared that they'd get pushed out that ultimately they manifested something and you made a choice that from their point of view pushed them out, but it was based on their actions, not yours. You took action based on they were overstepping boundaries and you just reaffirmed your boundaries, okay? They were taken advantage, and I do feel like they had fair warning and they didn't listen, okay? This is a message that keeps coming up, okay? But I do feel like they blamed you or they blamed someone else for a choice that you made. Instead of looking at their own behaviours and taking accountability, they blame others. But now they're realising that they were only popular because they were tapped into your energy. So they were taking your energy. So there was an energy exchange going on. They were taking your energy, which was attracting people to them. Okay? By you walking away and removing their access to that energy, I feel like people have kind of left them alone. If they haven't, they're going to start. Okay? Because people are going to realise, like, in you removing your energy, people are going to start to see this person or these group of people for who they really are. And to a point, it's even to do with, like, the physical features, okay? Something about their physical features and them looking really different, okay? But yeah, as this person is realising or starts to realise that it was your energy that was magnetising all these people towards them, they're going to want back in, okay? They're going to want to reconcile with you. And I've heard, oh, let's go back to the way things were. You can never go back to the way things were in a situation, in my opinion. And sometimes I don't think we should, and I don't think I would want to. You can maybe have, depends on your situation and how you feel about it. But if you're open to it and they're open to working with you and growing with you and compromising and finding that balance, and they need, in order to do that, they're going to need to do the healing. They're going to need to look within. They're going to need to take accountability for their actions. They're going to have to come correct. Then you can have a new beginning. There is an option, an opportunity for a new beginning with this person, okay? But again, it comes back to this path of fear or this path of love. Step up or step out, okay? The door is open. Spirit have left the door open or opened a new door for a new beginning with this person or these group of people. Depending, because I do feel like there is an overdue apology for what they put you through, because they knowingly kicked you whilst you were down instead of, and they may have gone out of their way to try and find out what it is, where your weakness is, what makes you vulnerable, so that they could attack the weak spot. Because they think if they attack the weak spot, maybe they thought you in general were a weak person and they underestimated you, okay? Because whatever they were seeing within you was reflecting back in them, their own self and their insecurities and their own weaknesses and flaws and things, okay? But they're not self enough yet to really realise that or to grasp it fully. But I do feel like these people are now starting to regret what happened, because they know it went too far, and they're gonna look for a way back in to reconcile, because they want to be in your energy again, okay? You're somebody who leaves people feeling really good. You're like everybody's personal cheerleader, okay? But you weren't receiving that kind of energy in return. They may have said that they supported you, but their actions weren't in alignment with that, okay? And I've just heard, I looked at the bottom of the deck and saw Temperance again, and I heard Patience running out. So there may be a time limit on this, and maybe they've been trying to get back in, trying to find ways back in, and their patience is running out because they're getting desperate. On the bottom of the deck we have the Moon, okay? So something, use your intuition, okay, and your discernment with regards to these people, because although they're coming in with apologies, I don't feel that most of them they're not genuine. They feel it's almost like a manipulation. If I say sorry, then everything's going to be okay, and that's what these people want, to brush the past under the carpet and just move on. To a degree, yes, let the past go, but that doesn't mean that you can come in and brush it under the carpet because it suits you, because you're embarrassed and ashamed about your behaviours and you don't want to take accountability. You sometimes the past needs to be brought up so that you can, so that people can take accountability and then move forward, okay? But there is something about a reconciliation or something on the cards, okay? So you may get a message, some sort of communication from these people, okay? But somebody definitely wants to reconcile with you, okay? I just don't feel at this moment in time, and that could change, but based on the current energy, I don't feel like they have pure intentions towards you, okay? So what you do is up to you, because that's your free will, but please use your discernment. Okay, so advice or guidance from Spirit with regards to moving forward with this situation. We have Divine Presence, the force of love and creation. Yeah, make sure that you tap into your intuition, okay? I'm being drawn to the body of the water and it reflecting the light. So you're going to, like, these people, like when these people come to you, you might think that they've changed, okay? So you might want to give them another chance, okay? That's okay, that's up to you, that's your free will, but please, Spirit are just guiding you to use your discernment, because I mean, some of them may be genuine, okay? And apologies can be genuine, but without changed behaviours and actions, an apology really doesn't mean anything, okay? And an apology doesn't change what happened in the past, okay? So you don't owe these people anything, all right? But what I'm seeing here is some people coming towards someone and a light surrounding these people. And I'm saying use your discernment because you need to remember the mirror. What you're seeing in these people is a reflection of yourself, okay? So the light that you see in others is the light that is within you, okay? So you need to make sure that you're tapping in to all of your senses. Okay, you need to make sure that you know, what are you feeling when these people, when you, I mean, so you might be seeing this light around people, but how do you feel when you're around them? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel on edge? Okay, if you feel nothing, I'm being told something to do with, if you feel nothing, then potentially that could be a sign that they're not genuine when they come to apologize. Okay, take that as it resonates, and again, use your discernment. This is a general reading, so that may not resonate for everyone. Just take what resonates. Okay, just tap into your senses. Okay, because I feel like these people feel that you're a little bit gullible and that you're easily manipulated because you carry divine essence, which comes across when people come across you. It's very sweet, it's very innocent, it's very pure. People think that you're easily manipulated because of that. Okay, so don't be afraid to reaffirm boundaries and put boundaries in place. Apology accepted, access denied if necessary. Okay, so what else we got? 44 could be significant for you too. And again, 3 + 1 is 4, so 4, 4, 4. Confusion, many choices, uncertainty. Right, if you feel confused, when these people come towards you and you feel confused and you're not sure how you feel, I always take that as a no, or a time to take a step back and reflect so that I can respond instead of react. Okay, so in my opinion and my experience, if I'm unsure about something, either leave it for a little bit longer, give it some time and see if things change. But usually it turns out being a no. If I'm sure that something's the right direction to go in, I will just, it's just an outright yes. Okay, everything will be in alignment. So if I'm anxious and nervous around people, then there's something off about that person. Okay, and that doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that they're not in alignment with who I am. And the same with making decisions. If it doesn't leave me feeling good about myself and feeling light, it's not the right decision for me. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like, just use your discernment going forward. Okay, but make sure you're tapping into all your senses. What are you thinking when you're with these people? How are you feeling? Do you feel balanced enough to make a decision? If you don't feel balanced enough to make a decision, take a step back. Okay, does that make better sense? On the bottom of the deck we have prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance. You're going to have a decision to make, okay, regarding these people in this situation. And I do feel like there are multiple people in this situation coming back for different reasons. Yeah, you came up from the depths, so we got up from the depths, releasing difficulty, teacher, learning a new path. These people saw you like, you were like down, I want to say down and out. You were like down and out, and like you came back out of nowhere. They didn't see it coming. They want you to teach them how you did it. They want to tap into your spiritual knowledge and wisdom. For some of them, that's all they want. They just want access to it. They just want to use you. Okay, some of them just want to use you for your spiritual knowledge, and how they want to know how you did what you did, how you managed to manifest the things that you're manifesting. Okay, because in their eyes, It's coming about really, really quick. But for you, it's been a long time coming, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Zadkiel, self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. How did you release? Yeah, they're confused. They are confused. They are confused about how you rose from the ashes. How did you do it? Some of them want to know because they want to use you. Some of them genuinely want to know so that they can release the self-limiting beliefs that are holding them back. Some people want to come back in because they want to know if you've left the light on for them. They're hoping you've left the light on for them. Because some of them are placing themselves too high up in your life, okay? They see themselves as being more significant in your life than they are. And it's a case of, like, you need them more than they need you. And some of them are also, they want back in your life because they believe, they've convinced themselves that they are responsible for your blessings. So they're going around taking credit, okay? They are going around taking credit for your blessings. That you've only got this, that, and the other because of them, which isn't true. The universe may have used them to manifest something into your life, but you did the work. They realise that actually they are blessed and they're missing those blessings by not being part of your life, but they're in Delulu land. They're convincing themselves and others, they're trying to convince themselves and others that they're the ones who give you your blessings. That you're only doing this, that, and the other because of them. Even though they know that's not the case. I honestly don't know what to say about that. They're delusional. But they're making themselves delusional. And this, right, okay, so there's something coming up again about them telling stories because they've convinced themselves of something in their head about how they gave you everything you've got. They're so confused. And their stories, like, I think they're also confused about what they've told people. Who they've told what. Maybe other people are confused by what they've been saying. What have we got? Humility. You have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are on the same but different paths. Absolutely. You're not taking this personally. You're in your let them era. Let them say what they want to say. Let them believe what they want to believe. It's not, if they're not paying your bills, you're not letting it bother you, okay? You've got no animosity. There's no, like, you're done with the past, but at the same time, you're going to withhold those boundaries, keep those boundaries in place. And, you know, yeah, I'm a nice person, but F around and find out. They pushed you to a limit. They are not adding any value to your life. You were giving and giving and giving, and they would take. There was no giving back, okay? They weren't giving back. and some of them are coming back in to try and have another go at taking. I've just heard the audacity. I love that. Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Absolutely. By you standing in your truth and integrity and being who you are, regardless of what people say, living life to the beat of your own drum, okay, you've been walking your path of Dharma. That's why this stuff is manifesting for you, because you are in alignment. You have that balance. You've done the work. And that's what these people don't understand. They want it. They want what you've got. They want to be you, but they don't want to put the work in. They just want to be blessed off of your coattails, okay? They want to jump on your train. They want you to be the driver and them sit in the passenger seat. Yeah, we're here to help each other, ascend and receive blessings, but we're not here to do the work for them, okay? We're not here to enable others. That's codependency. We are here to be interdependent, which means we can work on our own and with others. We don't attach to others. We don't expect others to take responsibility for filling our cup. We take responsibility, and that means holding ourselves accountable when necessary. These people are not willing to do that because it's too much hard work, because it means having to look in the mirror and look at all the things that they've done in their past, all the actions that they've taken, and really look into that guilt and shame. And whilst those things may be coming up for them, they're still blaming other people. They know they've done it. They know what they've done, but they are refusing to take accountability. They are going to throw others under the bus. They're going to project onto others and say, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. They didn't stop me doing this. They didn't stop me doing that. So I thought it was okay. No, when you're an adult, you're responsible for your actions, okay? Nobody else. We're only responsible for our own actions, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. This is what I feel like you were trying to do. But I feel like you went too far to start with, and you ended up losing yourself because you were so concerned with trying to find some sort of compromise and get everybody to hear everybody out and see everything from a different, every perspective. But you went a little bit too far in trying to then, what you ended up doing was trying to prove to people that you were a good person and you're a decent human. And then I think you realised this, and then you were like realising that you were people pleasing, and that's what they wanted. They wanted you to ultimately chase them because they wanted to come across as being the one that was popular, and you wanting and needing them more than they needed you. And when you realised the bigger picture, what it was for you and the healing that you needed to do within, and you did that and you focused on that, you pulled back your energy from these people, okay? And they didn't expect that. They expected you to just come running, because that's what everyone does. Nobody walks away from them. They walk away from others, okay? And you left them confused because it was like, for them, it came out of nowhere because they were playing these games of hot and cold with you, expecting you to go running after them, go chasing after them, and it didn't work. Their mind games didn't work. You pulled away from them and you left them in a state of confusion, okay? But you didn't pull away from them to punish them. You pulled away to protect yourself from them. You were protecting yourself from them. They thought you were punishing them because that's what they were trying to do to you, okay? And you didn't. So one more card. We'll take one more card. Is there anything else that we need to know about this situation? I just feel like really frustrated with this energy. Okay, we have Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talents, reclaim your mastery. Absolutely. When you realised what was happening and why it was happening, you were able to reclaim your energy. Okay, you took back your energy and you used your knowledge and your gifts to do that, okay? Dark Blue Galactic Dragon helps you listen to the voice of the universe. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Yeah, you are now, and the fact that that's gone on top of expression, and it is blue, that's linking into the throat chakra, okay? By taking back your energy and releasing yourself from that situation, you were able to more freely, you freed yourself, and now you were more able to freely express yourself and be true to who you were, because this situation was taking you away from that. And I feel like leaving this situation made you realise that just how long and how uncomfortable and how you couldn't be yourself around these people or this situation. But I don't feel people want to acknowledge that. I don't think people want to believe that actually they're the, dare I say, toxic. It's not toxic, it's distorted energy, okay? Which, yes, can come across as toxic. These people don't want to take accountability and believe that actually they may be the problem. So they're just quick to blame everyone else because it's the easy thing to do. Blame everything around you, then you don't have to take accountability for your actions. On the bottom of the deck, we have Silver Dragon. Because what I've just heard is that I just heard monster. Because if you're like, you're not a monster, you're not a horrible person because you've maybe made some mistakes. That's human. That's your ego guilting and shaming you. But that is ultimately why a lot of people refuse to look in the mirror, because they don't want to have to face the fact that actually they might need to make some changes and that maybe they need to apologise. Silver Dragon illuminates your potential with higher light, access untapped resources, look into your soul, see higher possibilities. Yeah, the key is within, and you took that knowledge and that wisdom and you did the work. You're now ascending to a higher level, a higher vibration, and you're not a vibrational match to most of these people. So it may be that they've completely disappeared and you don't have any contact with them anymore. But if they want to be in your life, then they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they won't ever be genuinely sorry for what they've done and take accountability, but at the moment the gap is too wide. Okay, so I do feel like if they come back in, the apology is not going to be genuine and you're not going to see changed action. You may, as hard as it is, because it's never nice having to sort of, especially if you care about these people, it's never nice having to put those boundaries in place, but you may have to keep those boundaries in place a little bit longer, okay? Because I feel like that's the only way they might actually do the work. Some of them will, some of them won't, okay? So some people are going to be a temporary separation from them. Some of them it's going to be a permanent separation, okay? Depending on who does the work. The opportunity is there for all of them to step up or step out. If they want to come back into your life, they're going to have to ascend. They're going to have to raise their vibration. They're going to have to come to you, you are not going to go back down to their level. Okay. Which is what they want. They want you at their level because they don't want to have to do the work. But they're hoping that by having you in their lives, you can do the work for them and take them higher. That's not how this works, okay? I mean, it will go so far, but it's not going to take you all the way. Yeah, some of them just really just want to tap into your knowledge and wisdom. And I feel like for a lot of them, they take your knowledge and wisdom and what you've told them, and they make out that they're more spiritual and spiritually intelligent as a result. So you'll tell them something, and then they'll basically tell others that it was their idea or it was something that they came up with, just to make themselves look good, okay? Because they like a bit jealous and envious of your spiritual gifts. Like, and I do feel like there was some attempt at some sort of destiny swap with regards to that. And it may have worked for a time, but it's not going to work anymore, okay? That's all I've got for you today. I really do hope that helped bring about some clarity, or maybe some guidance that you were needing. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.